Hey there, welcome to some more Dune Imperium Digital. I'm Bludgeon, I'm player 1, so let's get cracking. Paul, Memnon, Romber. You know what? I'm just gonna go Memnon, because I just feel like it, okay? That is what is happening. I just was kind of in a rush here. I joined this game last minute. But thinking about it a little bit more, I think it actually would have been a pretty good Paul pick. Because I like Dr. Yue with Paul. I think he's a great card with Paul, because with Paul, you know the top card of your deck, and Dr. Yue lets you draw the top card of your deck, and so that you can get some nice kind of smart plays out of that. But I just felt like Memnon. Here are the techs: Spy Satellites, Artillery, and Chaumerkey. I've got Seek Allies, Diplomacy, and Daggers. Okay. Could this be an artillery game for Memnon? I'm not too sure about that, but I'm going to go ahead and... Now, the problem is I won't be able to get to Seek Allies again next round. But I'm still going to do it. I mean, I won't be able to get to Fold Space again next round. Because I've got both my faction cards right now. So that's not great. It might have been a Hardy Warriors play instead to keep Baron off of it. I don't know. It's an awkward one here. Okay, Baron hits Hardy Warriors. I think I might go Still Suits. Get some troops in here and hopefully get some Solari at any rate. Tech Negotiation is gone. So really, yeah, it's one of these spots. And I think this one feels like it makes the most sense. I'm going to throw in 2 troops. I have 2 daggers. So 1 troop might be good enough, but they both each have an agent still. These spots are still open. They might decide they want in on this as well. So I feel like 2 might be wiser, but it might not. I might still end up with nothing. Okay, Beast goes Wealth. Let's see what Elisa decides to do. Carthag. How many does she throw in? 1. Okay. I'll take a liaison here. And end the turn. Okay, is my soundboard working? Let's see. Ooh, Web of Power. Okay, Elisa gets Web of Power. Well, the good news for me is it looks like I'm going to get an Intrigue card and 2 Solari, so that's welcome. If I get really lucky, this Intrigue card will get me that point with the guild somehow, either with the guild influence or the bribery, because I'll have the 2 Solari to pay for it. So I've got a couple of chances there. That would be extremely unlikely, but you know, things like that do happen sometimes. And sometimes you just have to believe. Do you believe? Maybe if you believe hard enough, it will work. Let me know in the chat right now, before you know the answer. Do you believe? Make your call. All right, Baron gets the victory point. Okay, and you didn't believe. You didn't believe hard enough. Not enough of you believed, okay? Refocus. Well, I mean, that's not terrible. That could also work, actually. If I play that and draw my Diplomacy or my Fold Space, the thing is, I'm not going to be able to get to Fold Space anyway. So So we'll see what the move is. There's a lot of spice available. Is this a Spy Satellites game? 3 Solari for me now. Beast ready for Swordmaster. If for some reason nobody goes to Fold Space, I will try it. But I expect somebody will. If I wanted to get pretty crazy... Yeah, there's the Fold Space. I could go to Research Station and try to pick up the full-scale assault, get myself an early Dreadnought. It's fairly crazy, but it could be interesting. I might do it just for fun. The other thing is if I get spice, then it opens up a conspire potential for me, which is probably better. And if I set my signet ring here, that gets me 4 spice. I'm going to do this now and just see what I get. It's a convincing argument. Okay. I was hoping for diplomacy so I could get Spice Conspire. This is kind of overkill at this point. Okay, I'm not going to do the crazy research station move. I'm going to hope to play the signet ring, you know, to Carthag or Arakeen or, you know, Imperial Basin for that matter. If I absolutely have to, tech negotiation. And, you know, maybe I can get opulence. The Guild Ambassador is not bad either. Being able to play him for spice or an influence is cool. But I'll take the opulence if I can get it. It would have been an interesting play, but it would have... I don't know. It felt like kind of a crazy idea. Lisa buys herself a fold space. Does she commit troops? She does commit 3. Okay. Now, if I go to Arakeen, there's a chance that I get the liaison, and then I can still get the full-scale assault. There is also Mentat. Mentat, if I draw the diplomacy or the fold space, could get me Conspire right now. But then I don't have the Solari to get the Swordmaster, so it kind of defeats the purpose. All right, let's go Arakeen. Let's hope for the liaison. Can we get a liaison? No, we cannot. I'm going to put in one more. Because I'd like to get ahead of Baron here for second if Beast doesn't commit. Okay, he does commit, so I'll at least get ahead of him for third. Because his daggers are gone. I don't think he's picked up any other swords cards. He's going to take this, I would imagine. Yes. All right, we grab the opulence. Let's grab that opulence. And so this coming round, Conspire Swordmaster, I think, is the idea. That Spy Satellites is still looking potentially quite relevant. Okay, raid stockpiles. A lot of spice sitting here for Baron if he wants it. Elisa, the first to unlock interstellar shipping. The good news this game is that Baron did not get an early interstellar shipping situation. That's nice. Now, with this combination of things, how do I want to play that? I might keep the fold space in the deck. I might go Diplomacy to Conspire, Signet Ring to Swordmaster. Well, or potentially Dagger to Swordmaster, maybe Signet Ring somewhere else. I could also think about getting High Council instead of Swordmaster, which would bump me here for the next 2 rounds. That's interesting. Is that a good idea? Okay, I'm going to play the fold space here and just give myself some more options. Depending on what I draw, it's a reconnaissance. Okay, so I was going to potentially play it by ear. Like, if I would have drawn a convincing argument, then I might have done the High Council seat to get full-scale assault. But as it is, I can't get to 8, right? If I were to send Dagger to High Council, it only gets me to 7. It does still unlock shipping, and for the next, 2 rounds, potentially, I could have interstellar shipping, which is good. But is it worth losing Swordmaster right now? I'm not so sure. Because the thing is, if I don't do it, it'll be hard for me to get interstellar shipping really at all this game. I think it probably makes more sense to just take the Swordmaster and then play the Diplomacy somewhere. All right, Beast is the only one with agents left, by the way, so that's interesting. I could potentially even selective breeding. Could lose a Dagger. I don't really want to draw the Opulence right now, but the rest of it is kind of not the worst to get out of the way. My deck is not great. I could also Hardy Warriors here. Take another entry card and 3 more spice. Unlock Siege Tabber. I could Wealth. Get a little closer to the High Council seat. I could Secrets. Hope for a Miracle Influence. I could Hardy Warriors and just put in 3. 6 gets me to 7. She'd have to have a combat intrigue to win. kind of like it, but I also kind of want to get a High Council seat someday. I'm going to do this. I don't know if it's wise, but I have just decided it's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in 2 troops. No, 3 troops. And then, you know, if Elisa has a combat intrigue, then fine. She has to use it. Beast grabs a bunch of spice, does not deploy. And with my 3, it's just a liaison. Spice reveal from the smuggler's Thopter Beast. Nowhere near an alliance for his signet ring at the moment. Okay, Elisa does not have a combat intrigue. That's good intel. I get 3 spice and another intrigue card. What do we get here? A finesse. Oh, oh. That is perfect. That's absolutely beautiful. That lets me drop with Emperor, gain with Guild, and hit interstellar shipping. Miracle Intrigue card. Let's give a round of applause for the Miracle Intrigue. That could even potentially be double up here, next round up, down, and take the spy satellites. That could be big. I'm not going to have Solari to reveal for this. Unless Baron decides to hit smuggling and drop, then I could ship up, down. But probably I'm going to hope to send that to Wealth if I can. Okay, yeah, so we'll drop Emperor. We'll go up with Guild. And we get to hit interstellar shipping. I'm just going to go up, up. Beauty. Beauteous. I might not be able to do much with the rest of my turn or round. Okay, Chalmurky gets picked up by Beast. Let's see what training drones. Does the spy satellites make sense? I currently have 2. It'd be worth 2 points for me as of right now. I mean, that 2 points is pretty good. There's a decent chance I don't end up with either of these points here. I mean, Opulence, I'm going to hope, is going to get to Wealth. I think it's Wealth. Could it be Conspire instead? I think Wealth is probably fine. Get 5 Solari that way. Okay, Conspire's gone anyway. Baron hits tech negotiation with the ambassador, so I can actually smuggle. I wonder if I do that. Because if people aren't hitting Wealth, then they might not be that interested in it right now. I mean, Elisa, I kind of think would like it, but she might not need it, depending on what her card she set aside was for her one step ahead. She might be getting a Solari out of it anyway to get her to 8. I kind of think smuggling makes sense. No, I'm going to play the Opulence. Because because that's the only place it can go. The Dune has a couple of options here. Beast goes to Arakeen. Okay, so smuggling's still an option, potentially. And I guess I would go up. Oh, there's a flagship there. Problem with flagship is that competes with my opulence. Because this requires Solari to activate, and my opulence needs me to have Solari to spend for points, so I don't really want flagship. I think spy satellites still make sense as a pickup if I can. Now, I do still have to draw a spice trade card next round to get to shipping, which is not a guarantee. I have 2 Dunes and a Signet ring. Okay, so smuggling it is. 4 swords. Did he pick up the artillery? Oh, he did. Okay. I could get more spice. Because the question is, am I ever going to visit this place again? I don't know, but picking up that 1 Solari is potentially significant. So I'll take it. I'm not sure, honestly. I'm really not sure if that was the correct play. It's possible that, now that I think about it, actually, I think Imperial Basin would have been better because I could have gotten 1 troop in to get 1 water. So 2 spice plus a water here. And then the Solari situation is kind of whatever, I think. Anyway, we'll see how it plays out. Elisa reveals Web of Power. Where does she take her influence? Decides to go Emperor with it. Okay. So, yeah, am I going to draw one of my spice trade cards this next round? That's going to be very important. Wow, Arrakis Liaisons are sold out. So, okay. So with my reveal here, I just buy nothing. Wow. Okay. I'm not even sure the spy satellites is all that great for me. So, am I going to get a High Council? To be honest, I'm not sure because I need Solari to feed Opulence. But I'm probably going to need to get Spice Must Flows this game. So, I think probably the spy satellites is worth getting. Alright, Beast takes control there. Lots of spice sitting on the board. It's a sort through the chaos. And okay, I did get what I need here. So it's going to be a down up. And I think I have to take the spy satellites. It also keeps it away from anybody else. It's, you know, it's 2 points for a couple of people right now. I think I have to take it. The question is, do I take spice out of this or do I take more Solari? I think it's spice, to be honest. I have 6 ready to go for the Opulence when I get it. And I think I'm going to go with Guild. Because that's more Solari I could potentially get, and that's an alliance that on a track I already have influence with. So when you have spy satellites, you know, you want to get like an alliance or two, and then the other leave the other tracks alone. So if I can get to fold space, then I probably will. Also, keeping this alliance away from the Baron is a good thing because he has the Guild Ambassador. Okay, so he's going to go for a Hayliner here, I guess, because otherwise he could have maybe competed there. Yeah, let me go ahead and get that. Beast had 8 spice, decides to hit Conspire, doesn't want Flagship, doesn't want Hayliner. Where's my Signet Ring gonna go? Is there any crazy world where I go for a Dreadnought at this point? There's a Mimic Film there. I wonder if I should have taken Solari here so that I could get a High Council seat. That might have been better. So the question for me is going to be, do I go to smuggling? I mean, I could smuggle and just drop and fill myself with Solari that way. The influence is not necessarily a huge deal because of the spy satellites, but it could still help me, you know, lock up this Guild alliance. Fighting for the Freeman alliance is probably not going to happen. Yeah, I think I probably do bump that up just to try to protect here. It's interesting though. Carthag is tempting just to get more Solari out of this and an intrigue card. But I think this makes sense. I think this makes sense as a play here. It's gonna get me to 6 spice as well, so I'll potentially be ready for Hayliner, but I don't have a card to get me there, which is a bummer. I'm not sure right now. I'm not sure right now. You know, I don't have any water, so getting towards a little bit of water could have been good. Like, how am I going to get my final points here? You know, at the moment I'm kind of sitting at 6. How am I going to get 4 more points? Winning a conflict is going to be tough because I can't. Well, maybe by the time round 7 rolls around, maybe, if I hang on to that spice. I mean, I can get, hopefully, 1 point out of opulence. If I'm lucky, maybe I can get 2 total. Okay, and I can't even buy a liaison. So, and yeah, nothing here. All right. There is this Ixian engineer. Mnemic film got taken. Who got it? Elisa. Yeah, this game is feeling tough. Elisa has 5 intrigue cards right now. So that's interesting. Beast plays a second wave. Does she have combat intrigue she can burn right now? Because otherwise she's vulnerable next round to Beast. No. Okay. So yeah, Beast could easily hit secrets. He's about to reshuffle. I mean, he has 1 diplomacy. Machinations. Okay, this is a hard hand, man. Opulence next round. That's really unfortunate for me. I can't research station. Mentat is gone. Arakeen maybe is a good one for me here. Interstellar shipping is gone. I mean, smuggling is kind of my best play just to boost guild, really. I mean, Arakeen is... thing is, Arakeen is very... It's a 50-50. If it gets me the opulence, it's very helpful because then it lets me reshuffle, potentially get the opulence again next round. Okay, Baron smuggles, so he makes my decision easy. So this 50-50 is going to be a big deal for this game. So I now have enough Solari for 1 opulence trigger and a High Council seat, but yeah, maybe the liaison can get to High Council seat. Okay, I have to hit Arakeen here, I believe. Can we hit the 50-50? We can. Okay, that's great. Deploy units. I'm going to put in a single unit for now. Next round is round 7. I'm currently in a good spice position for a Hayliner. Beast buys the flagship. Okay. So I'm just kind of hoping to get like a water out of this. I don't want to put in 2 troops because I might need those extra troops for next round. I don't mind kind of throwing 1 in here. You know, if I can get a water, it opens up a potential for like a still suits or siege tabber plus research station. It's not likely to work. Baron's sitting on 5 water. Also 8 Solari. I wonder if he's going to hit Swordmaster here. It's late, but he might go High Council seat. Nobody has a High Council seat. Elisa fighting hard for the machinations. Where does she want it? Well, she could use a point here and here, I guess. So that would be pretty nice for her. Activates a diversion. Okay, and goes up. Next round, she's going to be first to be able to hit shipping. What does she want? Troop transports potentially for next round. Okay, Baron does get Swordmaster. So I'm going to take High Council seat. And Or do I play the Dune first? Because... No, I'm just going to take it. I don't think Beast is going to take High Council seat given that he has this flagship now, but I don't know for sure. And going to Imperial Basin doesn't really do anything for me. So I need to get that High Council seat, and it's potentially interesting to chase Baron here, but I don't think it really means anything. I think I'd better just protect myself because I need that alliance, and it's very unlikely I can get that one. Now, there's also the other thing I could be doing, which is trying to actually get my point with the Emperor here and my point with the Bene Gesserit here so that I can trash this for a victory point. That is more total victory points. But I don't think I can really... I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can realistically get those 3 influence and not take a high chance of losing my guild alliance. So that's the deal. And sadly, man, yeah, not being able to buy a Spice Must Flow this round is pretty painful. But getting that opulence off the Arakeen draw keeps us, it gives us hope in this game. Because if I can get, well, I will get a point here. That'll get me to 5. So I'll be sitting at essentially 7. It gives me a chance to get it again next round. Although I'll be out of Solari, so I'll have to like do I'll have to drop here to get Solari. And it would have to be a smuggling. But alright, well, I think I just reveal and take the full-scale assault, really. Give me a chance to win the next conflict. I don't really want to be drawing that, but I think it's better than any other options that I have. So let me reveal there. Or maybe it's Guild Accord to give me an extra chance to hit Hayliner, because that's really my win condition. I've got Fold Space, I've got Diplomacy, but I have to get a card that can get me there. So I think it's actually going to be Guild Accord. Let me know what you think of this decision, but that's what I'm going to do. And like I've got 1 card already, it's a dagger, so I've got 4 cards I'm going to draw. And now I have 3 chances to draw something that can get me to Hayliner instead of 2. And it looks like I will get a water out of this, which is great. It's only 1, you know, it doesn't do anything by itself, but hey, still pretty good for 1 troop. I do have this tiebreaker, which could end up mattering someday, but not right now. Okay, Beast gets influence. Green. Okay, does he go there and there just to try to get closer to some points? Yeah, that makes sense, I think. Oh, it's a Grand Vision. Okay, well, I did get the opulence, and I did get access to Hayliner. The trouble is it's Grand Vision. I need to hit smuggling. So I could take, if I can smuggle, I could take an influence here and then hope that the Grand Vision lets me jump here. But the problem is Baron could easily reinforce that so that I wouldn't be able to get it. Memo cores for Elisa. She's going to have a hard time getting the victory point out of it, but it gets her towards that alliance potentially. There's a shuttle fleet. So the other thing I could do is I could take an influence with the Emperor, and then if I win Grand Vision, I could get the Emperor alliance. The trouble with that is it's really just one victory point. Because by getting this point, it negates one of my points out of spy satellites. So I would prefer to do it with Freeman, but it's just unlikely to work because Baron's sitting on 5 water. He could easily get to Hardy Warriors even after he hits Research Station here. It's not great for me. Now, I could just skip Hayliner. Potentially. How high priority is that? Well, I need the Solari, so it's pretty high priority, actually. What do I do with this? I could also save my spice and try to Hayliner next round instead. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'll pressure Baron here. We'll see what he does. Because Baron currently has no spice. Now, he could easily... There's, like, a lot of spice available in this conflict, but I'll be second to go. I have 2 cards still that can get me to Hayliner next round. Okay, Beast has a lot of strength here. Elisa gets herself an alliance. Can Baron get to these spots? I would think there's a pretty high pressure for him to do so if he can, because he can sense that I'm creeping up. Okay, he can't. He goes to Haga Basin. He can't or decides not to. Maybe he can still do it with his next action. He has a diplomacy. I guess he must have it in hand. Does he have no deck? What's going on here? 6 cards in hand. Nothing in the discard pile. Only 1 card in hand. Has he trashed his whole deck? Okay, so he very likely has diplomacy in hand. And so... Hardy Warriors here is not very good. Other than the fact that it gets me more spice and maybe an intrigue card, but it doesn't give me a chance to win this. If I want to try to win this, I have to hit Hayliner, but it doesn't feel great. I feel like Baron can easily protect that. Maybe I just get a water so that I can potentially research station next round if I need to do that. And that's actually 2 water. Okay, I drew the diplomacy now, which is kind of... I mean, if Baron doesn't go to Hardy Warriors, then I could send Diplomacy there and take that alliance now. Beast buys Shuttle Fleet. Okay. Gets himself a point with the Guild and unlocks shipping. Gets himself a point with the Bene Gesserit. Okay, great. 2-point play there for Beast. There's a restricted ordnance now. I think Baron kind of has to go to Hardy Warriors now. If he can. I feel like he's kind of forced into it. There's a extremely high chance that he has the diplomacy in hand. Let me know what you think of this round. This is a tricky round. Should I have tried to win and get the Emperor Alliance? Yeah, the low persuasion, no spice must flow. It's a really big problem here with the kind of game that I'm playing with the spy satellites, with the opulence. There's the Hardy Warriors, yeah. Okay. Elise is out, so I'm at least getting 3 spice here. Is there any... I think selective breeding is a mistake. Maybe just Carthag just to get another intrigue card. The other thing is, if Baron actually wins this conflict, I could lose my guild alliance. So I wonder if I have to actually just protect. Do I just Hayliner, actually? Maybe I do. Protects this, and then if I win, I take that alliance. Maybe that's the play. It's kind of a weird way of going about things, and it might not necessarily work, but all of a sudden, I just feel like it's the play I'm going to make. Beast goes to wealth. Has he used his... Oh, he gets himself an alliance as well. So he's loading up on troops. Has he used his tech yet? Yes. Okay, so he can't barrel in all of those troops this round. I think I should be good here to steal that alliance. Okay. We got our second opulence point of the game. We don't buy any of that stuff. And we move on. Okay, so currently sitting at an effective 8 points, which is still really not very good. It feels like second place is kind of the best we can do. We'll see if we get a Miracle Intrigue card here. Okay, I should be able to use that right now. Let's do this. You better let me play this. Yes. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. That's a potential selective breeding. Economic supremacy. Okay. There's the Guild Accord. So I could... I'm 1 spice short of being able to Hayliner again. I really need to research station. I think that's what I need to do first. Because I'm going to need a spice must flow, and then I'm kind of going to need to get second place here, but I don't see that being easy to do. Research station will draw me 5 persuasion. So that's a potential spice must flow. Still 4 entry cards on Elisa. How long has she had all these entry cards? Baron also has 4. I can't do anything about it, but Jesus. Man, oh man. Wouldn't it be nice to have it, to be able to do something there? Well, can't. So yeah, it's gotta be a research station, I feel. So we'll draw the persuasions. We'll deploy the troop. Okay, so I have enough spice. Because of my Signet Ring play there, I do have enough spice for Hayliner. It's probably not good enough to win, but it might be good enough for second place, which would be a pretty big deal. No Solari, so there's, even if I were to draw an Opulence, it wouldn't do anything for me at this stage. Although, yeah. Yeah, the Opulence is kind of dead now. Just trying to think if an Arakeen play would make any sense. It probably does if it's open. I think that's really the only move I have right here. I don't even know what I would necessarily want, but it's another troop at least. Oh man. Yeah, I have no Solari for this. Flagship. So yeah, my best case scenario here is second. The good news is I can buy a Spice Must Flow for once. So Spice Must Flow will get me to 8. The Spy Satellites will get me to 10. If I can get this point, that'll be 11. And then I've got a tiebreaker, a Spice tiebreaker. But somebody has Chawmurky. Beast has Chawmurky, so... I'm gonna have to play the tiebreaker for swords here, probably. Okay, there's an Intrigue Steal. 6! 6 Intrigue cards on Baron. Alright, well, this is really the only play I have. Because, yeah, there's no way for me to get 6 Solari for this, so I just gotta try to get second here somehow, but it's gonna be pretty difficult. 14, 15, 17. I'm probably not going to beat... Yeah, I'm probably not going to make it here, but all I can do is try. Okay, well, that's kind of good, I guess. That doesn't get her any more troops in the conflict. Baron reveals for no swords. That's great news. Plays the machine culture to get a wind traps for some reason. Oh man, if only I had, if only a lot of things. All right, we get a spice must flow, and that's that. Okay, so let's see here. What does Elisa have for swords? What does she have for intrigue cards? She did manage to unlock the memo quarters. Okay, no swords, but she can buy a spice must flow. And she has a memo quarters. So that's 8, 9. Baron plays a war chest and a master tactician. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Oh man, all I can do is tie him here. I don't think it's worth it. I think I'd rather have the extra spice tiebreaker in case it matters for second place. Oh, she has an ambush. And a private army. And there's a staged incident. And Elisa has... Okay. Ooh, yikes. Well, maybe it's third place for me. What? Wait, okay, so Beast... Okay, maybe it's still second place. Because that means Elisa can't get 2 points. She gets 1. She gets to 9. Memo quarters is 10. I'm at 10 with the spice tiebreaker. With the spice tiebreaker, I managed to get second place. That was a tight game. Yeah, it was a tough one for me. The opulence obviously helped. I got a couple of points out of that. And, you know, I ended up with 2 alliances and 2 points out of the spy satellites. So that's, honestly, that's like kind of what you hope for when you get spy satellites is like, you know, 2 alliances and then 2 points. But, you know, basically only 1 spice must flow throughout the game. That was a big deal. But lots of interesting decisions in that game. So I always like to read your comments and hear what you have to think about different points in the game where maybe a different move, maybe you saw a different move that I didn't see, or you just disagree with my analysis on something, or you have an interesting idea. I always like to hear that. So, and anything else you might have to say. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Make sure to follow on Twitch, twitch.tv/bludgeon, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And you can support the channel and unlock an extra exclusive game recorded just for members by clicking the join button down below. Become a member of the channel. That'll get you stream VODs, that exclusive members video, and cool emotes to use in the chat and streams. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.